everybody, welcome to today's video. Godzilla vs. Biollante has finally been released on DVD and Blu-ray here in the States. And here it is. This was actually released on December 4th. I just now recently got it. Amazon had been sold out for over a week. And this isn't the first time that it's had an official release. It was actually officially released on VHS back in the early 90s, but it was an extremely horribly dubbed version of the film. And up until now, the only way to see the Japanese version with subtitles was to go through bootleg sources. Now this film, it had to kind of grow on me because I was so used to the horribly dubbed edition that the whole film just seemed a little ludicrous, even though I was pretty excited that a new Godzilla film had come out at that time. And this is a direct sequel to Godzilla 1984, or The Return of Godzilla, and it also had a slightly lower budget. However, I will say that because of the cinematography of the film and the fact that it was shot in 70mm, you really can't see that much of a difference between what kind of budget they used for this film and Godzilla 84. The cinematography is actually pretty good, and it actually gives the film a more serious look to it. This film, which has been released by Echo Bridge Entertainment, actually utilizes the same high-definition source as the Toho Blu-ray that was released in Japan. And I have to say the upscaling, although a little grainy, thanks to the fact that it was filmed in 70mm with higher quality, the upscaling actually doesn't look that bad in this film. Now, one of the issues I had with this particular film was the film score, because for me, a film score is just as important as the film itself. And there are times, just like in The Return of Godzilla, that the music is just bombastic, in your face, doesn't drive the story along. However, it does utilize a lot of recurring themes that were composed by Akira Ifukube, and that's probably the saving grace for the film score. And this film also introduces the character of Miki Sugusa, who is a telepath, and she has some kind of telepathic link with Godzilla, and she's a very important character throughout the entire 90s series. This film was actually broadcast on HBO, but unfortunately I didn't have cable at the time, so I had to wait for the home video release, and I was really stoked, and as soon as it was released I went out and I bought it on HBO video. And as soon as I saw Biollante for the first time, I thought, what the hell is this? I was like, it's a flower. It's a big rose. How intimidating is that? That, compiled with the horrible dubbing, this film kind of rubbed me the wrong way for years until I actually saw it in Japanese. But this film actually has a lot of saving graces. There are a lot of great composite shots, particularly the final scene where Godzilla and Biollante are fighting. To me, that was one of the greatest shots in the film. The special effects were good, especially the explosions, especially the scene where Godzilla is coming out of Mount Mihara and it's erupting behind him. That was a pretty impressive special effect. And the set miniatures. Now, since Tokyo was technically still being rebuilt after Godzilla's last attack, the story shifted to Osaka. And I actually have to say that the city miniatures were phenomenal. They look really great. Lots of destruction, as you would expect. This film also brings in the Super X2. Again, great fight sequences with the Super X2. And the final battle between Godzilla and Biollante. I especially enjoyed the scene where Godzilla blew the back of Biollante's head off. Because you really didn't see that kind of stuff in the old 60s and 70s film. You didn't see anything that violent. So it was actually kind of a shock to see it. Now, as I said, up until now, the only way to have gotten this film in the original Japanese language with subtitles was through bootleg sources. And the video quality of these DVDs actually wasn't that bad. So I went ahead and came up with a comparison between the bootleg and the Blu-ray. Go ahead and take a look. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the subtitling on this Blu-ray. There are a few minor flubs. Context of words is a big one. And one of the biggest flubs for the subtitling was this scene right here, where instead of inserting the subtitle, they inserted the subtitle marker. I wonder if anybody else has caught it yet. But Godzilla vs. Biollante, high definition, shot from 70mm. Very good upscaling. I recommend you get it. You can usually find it on an average of $10. It's not a bad price for a great film. I recommend you go check it out. Well, that's it. This is my last video until after Christmas. So at this time, I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I have to spend the holiday season keeping the cat out of the Christmas tree.